it's even cheaper than keeping it the way it is.
Okay.
Heal your soils with good fertilizers.
So in your case, resource mobilization should actually even start from internal, heading outside.
Absolutely. Even before we borrow, we would actually look at what are the lowest fruits to pick. Let's take the
phone call now. Hello? Hello?
Hello, habari yako?
Salama sana. Nani mwenzangu?
Mimi naitwa Joseph.
Joseph, kutoka wapi?
Napiga kutoka Kieni.
Yes, ulize swali.
Nimeona tuna maseneta kama Mutaikawa, Chris Murungaru na mwingine hapo.
Anaitwa Job, si mwingine hapo.
But you have not seen them in the grounds. Their competitors ahead of them. We only know one of them. That now I can see there are four.
Okay.
Lakini hatujawasikia. Tunawasikia zaidi.
Hawajakuja kwenye mashinani kupiga campaign.
No, hawajafika. Please, we want them to come.
Watajibu hiyo swali. Watajibu hiyo swali. Yes, you are saying, concluding.
Well, I'll tell that gentleman that the campaigns are just about to begin. We just having nominations just got
This done. Is now the final.
This is just the beginning of the campaigns. But actually, when you look at some of those things that we could do, I'll give you a good example. Nyeri is able to produce 30,000 tons of coffee.
Okay.
30,000 tons of green coffee. If you converted it into roasted coffee, you would probably have something like 24,000 tons, which is 24 million kilos. If you were to actually think of how to get Nyeri as a mega county, you would have to think of a way to sell that coffee straight into a cup, because nothing tells Nyeri that they cannot set up cafes the way Brazil does in all foreign countries, the way Colombia does, the way Jamaica does with their Blue Mountain coffee. These are areas. I have a feeling
that you've elected the first Senate of Nyeri. In your first year, agriculture will get a massive allocation of resources.
I am from the Farmers Party.
All right.
Our main aim is actually to do agriculture and do it right. And Nyeri is agrarian anyway. When you do agriculture right, you keep the water clean out of those nitrates in water that make you not be able to set as bottled water. You keep your air clean. You gain in carbon credits, a lot of money. And then you increase the value of your produce because it's now organic and the markets are different from the ones that we've always been in. In actual fact, Nyeri has even nothing that you can point at outside of Nyeri itself. Nothing has ever been done in Nyeri and been told it comes from Nyeri. If it's coffee, it's sold bulk. From the farmer directly to a broker. The county, the populace, the community has never had any chance to enjoy any of those natural resources. So this is a time to do it, and I'm glad that the constitution changed so that we can do this. And I'm very, very sure that all Nyeri needs is a brilliant senator.
And you're that man?
Absolutely.
Dr.
Thank you, Chege. Chege, let me remind viewers that I was at the heart.
Doctor, before we remind the viewers, can you tell them you're going to go for the campaign? Wasikia watu wanashindwa mwendi campaign.
Oh, nimemsikia. And if I interpreted him correctly, my dear friend, I think what he hasn't seen are my posters. And the reason why my posters were not out there is because I was not being
going for the nomination,
being taken through a nomination process.
That's actually what they mean.
So
because
right now, the reason why they are saying that they have seen some people, running around.
Yes.
People who are campaigning to get nominated.
Okay.
Now that they have been nominated and the field is clear, they are going to see action.
Mambo bado.
All right. No, at least the people know.
Yes.
Oh, my posters are out.
And starting with now, that's why we are here, so that they can hear our views and listen to us.
Yeah. All right.
Going back to the issues, I would like to remind viewers of this. When we took over the government from the Moi Kanu regime, this country was in tatters. The coffers were literally empty, and nothing was working.
That's true.
We adopted a deliberate policy of saying that Kenya will be developed by Kenyans. And we adopted the policy of self-reliance. I am proud when I hear, even to date, that over 95% of our budget is financed by the Kenyan government itself from local resources. Now, I think that that is a policy, that is a strategy that has worked brilliantly for this country, and that is the way to go. Now, what do I mean by that? First and foremost, before you talk about mobilizing resources, you need to start with what you need those resources for. So the plan, what you want to do, comes before mobilizing resources. And I believe that the smart counties will be those that will want to harness the opportunities that exist within their counties, that are afforded by their counties, or exploit those opportunities to jack up those counties before you talk about going off on tangents of things that have never happened there. Let me go back to something that you had asked one of us. Are you saying that there are enough resources within Nyeri? The answer to that, as far as I am concerned, is that you cannot even begin to determine whether you have enough resources before you have determined which areas you want to address first, and what resource allocations or resources are necessary to do that. I am of the view that if properly utilized, if smartly utilized, the resources that will come from the government, the Kenya government, and the resources that will come from the county itself, because the county is empowered by the constitution, by the law, to mobilize resources within the county, in addition to actually outsourcing resources. Now, if those resources were smartly utilized and targeted, I think there would be enough, almost self-generation of wealth within the county to drive the county forward. So of course, it is inside. Not. It is utilizing the resources available first and foremost within the county. Those resources will come from the national government, and the rest will come from within, like the resources that Mutahi talked about, the funds locked in the cooperative movement. And there are lots of savings structures.
But gentlemen, these cooperative movements are being mismanaged and they are running down.
Precisely. So legislate so that they are properly managed and their resources are applied more productively. However, the world has become a village, as they say. It has become globalized, and I think that the smart counties are those that you read the trends carefully and they see where the world is heading. Today, the American budget, in actual fact, not the budget. Let me say the American debt, which is humongous. I believe the American debt is close to $16.5 trillion. Of that $16.5 trillion, nearly $10 trillion is Chinese money. Okay. So what does that tell you? The money is not in America because they are living on borrowed money. The money is in the hands of the lender. Right. So go to that lender. And I have got a very good idea how to get to that lender and get them to come and invest.
You sound very confident with those lenders.
Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you very briefly, Mutahi, if elected the first senator, for example, taking for instance, where will be Nyeri County in the next 5 years?
It will be the Dubai of Kenya. I see it as the Dubai of Kenya. I think, and I repeat this, that Dubai is not a country. Dubai is a county, all right, within very many other counties that exists within the UAE.
Yeah.
But because of specific visions, a specific vision that a leader within Dubai had, they transformed a sand dune, an area with just sand.
Yes.
Into a modern, a serious city, a serious county that now hosts the tallest building in the world. In a period of about 20 years, that place moved from, a camel-based economy,
actually,
to a serious player in world business. So I believe that we have the capacity. We have the capacity to transform ourselves from what Nyeri is today to something so serious that people can be saying, instead of talking about going to Kenya, they say we are going to Nyeri. You are flying from Abu Dhabi and you are flying into Nyeri. The way we say we are going to Dubai, instead of saying we are going to the UAE,
you are going to Nyeri.
Say I'm in London, I'm flying into Nyeri. All right?
Will it happen?
And I said, of course it is going to happen. Why shouldn't it happen?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why it wouldn't happen is if the people of Nyeri do not have the kind of visionary leadership that can transform Nyeri into what I'm seeing. But if we get it right, we get the proper leadership, we get governors and senators who can agree, who can work together, there is no reason why this cannot happen. It will start small. It will start with what we can do on the ground. There's no point of thinking about the sky if we haven't touched the ground. So it will start at that level. But, it grows exponentially. So that when you grow one thing, it grows another 5 things.
Okay.
And as we go on like that, I believe that Nyeri can be an example of how counties should be run.
Do you see Nyeri competing with Nairobi and even better case?
As a matter of fact, we have a better opportunity. We have a better opportunity than Nairobi, and I'll tell you why. Nairobi, to an extent, there are areas of Nairobi that are already way gone, way out there. We are turning Nairobi into a ghetto. All right? There is a process that is going on where Nairobi is being converted into a ghetto. I believe that it is now possible for us to move outside Nairobi and develop planned areas where people all over the world will want to come. If you go to Nyeri today, especially around the Kieni area, the East Kieni area that faces the mountain, you'll see people coming from all over the world to look for places that they can build retirement homes or just a holiday home or a place where they would like to come.
Okay.
All right. So when you think about it and you look at that potential, we can have a clean place that even people in Nairobi will want to go to. As I said earlier, I can see a situation where people will be going to Nyeri to look for jobs from Nairobi. Not Nyeri people come to look for jobs in Nairobi. That is the vision. And the vision has got to start incrementally, where we start with a small thing and build on and build on. This is not something we are going to achieve next year, after the elections. This is a plan that has got to be executed systematically from the word go, carrying everybody together with us. Because unless we work together, we cannot get it done. But if we work together, using all our resources, using the student community that we have, the teachers, the farmers, and also using those people from Nyeri, who are currently working in places elsewhere in the world, in America, in Britain, and so on, and tell them, we need you now to come and work with us so that we can develop a unique county within Kenya, admired not just in our country, but outside there too.
All right.